What's up everyone, it's Lizotte here. Open at Austin, second round of MPO, recap as always, and I have to say, this is more like it. This was a way better round overall than the first one was. Disclaimer as always, there's gonna be spoilers. But as I stated, the second round at the Austin was actually really entertaining to watch. It makes a huge difference that the weather conditions are better. And now we saw some really good scores. Let's jump into what happened on the second round, because there was a lot going on the second round. Let's start with the hot round of the day, which is again Cole Redalen. Cole Redalen, second tournament in a row, playing phenomenal. I have to say that Cole has improved a lot from last season. Well, he played an awesome tournament Waco, so it's not actually that big of a surprise to see him again in the top. Besides the one bogey on 12, Cole had the best round, like almost perfect. There's still room for improvement, but if Cole shoots the same in the last round, he's gonna take the victory. It's interesting to see if he can keep it up. I hope so, because it's nice to have new names, even though he's not that new of a name, but it's nice to see new names in the top of the leaderboard. But Cole Redalen isn't leading at the moment. The leaders going into the final round is Eagle McMahon and Väinö Mäkelä. Väinö Mäkelä was leading going towards the second round, and he played flawlessly. Except the hole 17, which is by far the worst hole in the whole Austin course. He took a bogey there, but other than that, a flawless round from Väinö. He didn't really make that huge of mistakes, but I mean, there's still room for improvement, and I think Väinö can actually pull out some great things. For example, on hole 16, he was going for that eagle shot he did on round 1, and this time he didn't quite perform the same, but I think he'll manage to do that in the last round. So it would be great to see Väinö win, and as a fellow Finn, I'm rooting for him, because it would be great to see a Finnish flag at the first place. Eagle McMahon. The front 9, well, we have to discuss that Eagle accidentally hit the cameraman with a grenade. Not a real grenade, I mean the grenade shot. And that was a scary situation. Luckily, the cameraman didn't suffer too big of an injury. He was taken to the doctors to look him up, and they said that, yeah, everything should be fine, and he didn't need to take to the ER, which is always great, but you can see that it affected Eagle in the front 9, like, it was in hole 4, 5, 6, yeah, he was rattled by it. He even stated that in the interview, that he was quite emotionally going all over the place, because that's a scary situation to happen. But the back 9, the back 9 was awesome from Eagle. Like one stroke of perfect back 9. That's the reason why Eagle is now leading with Väinö. Minus 13. They don't have that big of a lead to Cole Redalen and Calvin Heimburg, who is tied for third place. They're just leading by one stroke. But Calvin Heimburg is going to join Cole Redalen, Väinö Mäkelä, and Eagle McMahon to the lead card. As always. Like, it's no surprise anymore that Calvin is in the lead card going into the final round. This guy just finds a way to get the job done. I don't like... Half of the time, Calvin looks like he's struggling, but then all of a sudden he makes like a 50-60 footer for birdie, and he just looks like this is just your another Monday. Like, he looks so calm that from time to time he looks a little bit bored about the whole thing. That's how he plays, and as we all know, Calvin is one of the best players at the moment in the MPO. It's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna take it. The final round is going to be intense, just like in Waco. The lead card isn't that far off. The chase card, well, tied for third place is Paul Mcbeth and Gannon Buhr, also minus 12. Paul Mcbeth, even though he's been whining and complaining a lot, well, he's still Paul Mcbeth, so he's performing. He could do better. He was like, I don't know if that was a protest or what he was doing on hole 17, the jump putt from the tee on the 17, and he stated that he doesn't like the hole 17. So I think Paul needs to control his emotions a bit, because a lot of people have noticed that Paul is reacting to bad things more than in the last season, which is uncharacteristic for Paul. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Paul, but he's been really mad about little mistakes here and there. When you're one of the best in the world, it can get under your skin if you do mistakes, but like raging about missing a circle 2 putt is kind of weird though. Gannon Buhr, again in the top. I hope Gannon Buhr is gonna have a great season. With all that's happened with Gannon Buhr, I just hope that he finishes well. This course definitely is a course that Gannon Buhr can do really well. He had 4 bogeys the last round, the second round, and if he cleans those up, he is definitely going to be on the top. Joona Heinonen, another Finn, is going to be in the chase card, tied for 7th with Mason Marbanks. Joona Heinonen played a solid round, a couple of bogeys, but other than that, a really solid round, and his tee shots especially looks really effortless. I mean, I hope Joona does really well, because we've gotten accustomed to see like Väinö Mäkelä and Seppo Paju and Niklas Anttila, so it's great to get another Finn to like show that, oh yeah, we can play too. Mason Marbanks is also played a phenomenal round. He's tied for 7. Simon Lizotte also -11, so there's a lot of like people close by, so the lead can't rest on their laurels too much, and anything can happen in the final round. As I stated, just two strokes differentiate like 10 players, so it's gonna be an intense last round, and I hope to see really good disc golf. Simon, I have to say a couple of things, like the front 9 from Simon, he shot only par. He can do better. He knows he can do better. The back 9 was awesome from Simon, and I just hope that he gets everything together for the front 9, because, well, Simon is just so likable. So I hope Simon does well to even get to like top 5. That would be great. There would be a lot of names to name, like who did well: Ezra Haderhoff, Carl Klein, of course, Corey Ellis. For like, the list is really long, but I need to like keep it short, because otherwise this would be a 30-minute video. I don't usually make predictions, because, well, if they go horribly wrong, that looks really silly. But I'm gonna say the top 3 is going to be... Let's say Eagle is gonna win, Calvin is going to be 2nd, and I'm hoping Simon is going to be 3rd. That would be an awesome top 3. Eagle number 1, Calvin number 2, and Simon number 3. And after that, let's say Väinö Mäkelä is going to be number 4. That's going to be my predictions. Leave a comment down below. What do you predict will happen in the final round? As always, subscribe, because, well, if you're watching already, you might as well subscribe. Like the video, and there's going to be an interview of Väinö Mäkelä, I think, and also Paul Mcbeth. See you guys on the next one.
All right, Väinö, good to see you. And just for some clarification at home, can you give us a pronunciation of your name and where you're from in Finland?
So my name is Väinö Mäkelä. A and O with double up. They might be pretty hard to Americans, or like not from Finland, and Turku, Finland. That's the place where I live.
Well, it's good to see you shooting so well today. 8 under par. You are tied for the lead here at this Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Series event. And walk us through today's round. I mean, I would say you look nervous, but then you were just jamming putts from the circle's edge.
Yeah, like maybe like couple first holes I felt like a little nervous for sure, because it was my first last time I was in lead car, I can even remember, like in Elite Series, like maybe 4 years ago or something like that in Delaware. But yeah, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but after that I got pretty calm after the accident what happened in hole 4. So we had a little wait, and then it's like it was relaxing after that, like playing like, yeah.
Yeah, can you talk about that situation and how you felt like it affected you or anyone else on your card?
Yeah, so hole 4, there's a upshot shot, and Eagle was throwing like a grenade or something, and it hit some cameraman's head, and it took pretty long to like they like handle the situation and, you know, get the people out of there. And yeah, it was pretty shocking to hear that first, like what happened. And but yeah, after that, when we got the weight done, it was pretty solid playing.
Well, so through 2 rounds, we've noticed that the finishing holes are really where the scores get separated, and that's where you took your lone bogey there on 17. And going into tomorrow's round, are there any other holes that are sticking out in your mind as you prepare?
Actually, there's not. Only 17 and 18, because in 17, I had like a little too much thoughts in my head, and then my drive slipped to the left side and got a bogey there. But yeah, just need to focus tomorrow, especially for the last 2 holes and of course the whole round. But yeah.
All right, Paul, 7 under for today's round. How are you feeling about that performance?
It's I don't love it, but I'm still in the mix. You know, I feel like I left a lot out there, so a lot to improve on in my mind.
Yeah, so what's really clicking for you out there? We noticed that you just dropped 1 in from circle 2, and I saw a little bit of frustration when your putts just weren't connecting from distance. Are you keyed in on anything that is the reason why you might be missing those?
Just too many circle 2 looks. I need to put those closer. Really confident, you know, inside the circle, but I'm not getting too many opportunities from there. And then I feel like sometimes when I do, they're very tricky, and having to really focus in on some of these ones that seem, you know, normally routine. So definitely need to put it close to the basket. Yeah, today I feel like was a scoring day, and I kind of just put together like a mid round. So still in the mix though.
Yeah, so you shared just a little bit with me about why you're throwing a few more forehands. Can you expand on that a little bit more for us?
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, we're at these golf courses a lot, and they're so open that it's kind of, I feel like, taking the mid-range or the fairway drivers away, to where that downhill hole, I think 13 or 14, somewhere in there, that one just like, it's just a straight shot, but with now how much room we got, it's just easier to stick a forehand down there, let it spike in the ground, and take away all the action that can happen. And then when you're throwing a overstable distance driver, it's going to fight through the wind a lot better than a fairway would. So I feel like we're kind of losing that with some of these courses that we're playing on. Hopefully at some point, as these tournaments start to, you know, these new tournaments start to show up, you know, we get that more, because I notice in my game I am definitely losing that shot because I don't have to practice it much. And yeah, I mean, I feel like it's disc golf, and we need that.
Cool. And I want to I would like for you to walk us through hole 17. You pitch out and to play that intentional hyzer out over the OB, and it kind of bit you today. Can you walk us through that? Are you going to be doing that tomorrow?
More than likely. I mean, I threw the forehand yesterday, got way up there, but just, I mean, you watch the card. You know, they're throwing forehand rollers from 100 feet away, and supposedly, you know, that's supposed to be our fairway, about 6 feet wide. So I'm just trying to take that out of play, and I just left it short, the putt off the tee. I kind of caught that one little twig tree, and you can't really slide it up there because there's still a lot of like little tree trunks, I guess we can call them. Just a lot of things sticking out of the ground right there. So I need to carry it there, and 5 more feet, and I would have been right where I wanted. Throw a little hyzer up over the top, and hopefully get up there, circle 2, and maybe have a look, maybe get circle 1. But I just feel like that's the easiest way for me to get a 4.
All right, well, you are just 1 stroke off the lead. You'll be joined by Gannon Buhr and 2 new names, Joona Heinonen and Mason Marchbanks, for tomorrow's chase card.
Perfect.
So thank you for the conversation, and best of luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.